All right, what's going on, everybody? Happy Saturday. How's everybody going? How's everybody doing? Sorry, late night, stayed up with the baby. You know how it is. Um, all right, let's just get right to it. Let's check out what we got in the news right now. So let's go.
Late night hosts have begun melting down with unhinged rants and, I kid you not, crying. Jimmy Kimmel holding back tears as he realizes he's on the wrong side of history. What I love about these late night hosts, as they go on their stupid rants, they say things like, democracy has died, and it's a terrible night for America. And I'm just sitting here being like, my friend, Trump made massive gains among Latino voters and black voters, and he won the popular vote. He won the working class. He flipped the working class. It is a brilliant and beautiful day for America as we now have unity. Now, don't get me wrong, the fringe elements of the left have completely lost their mind. We've got governors saying we will defy Donald Trump. But the reality is we have unity in that it is no longer this silent majority or silent minority. It is the popular mandate. We are sick of it. Late night.
Anyway, while we have Jimmy Kimmel crying, we also have Jimmy Kimmel here.
I mean, do you think that she's? Do you think that? I mean, do you think that she's attractive or not? Take another look at her. Tell us what you think of the staff.
So there you go. You got Jimmy Kimmel crying on late night because Kamala won, but he's such a hypocrite and he gets no backlash for this because he's on the correct side, if you know what I mean. I don't know. It's pretty much two-tiered system. And there you go. Moving on, they all over the news. We were hearing about how if Trump won, he was going to turn the military on the citizens, and it was all over the news. You can find all the clips yourself. But here we go. Biden-Harris administration authorizes military to use lethal force on Americans. It's the DoD directive 5240.01. On September 27th, the DoD under Harris and Biden-Harris administration issued an updated directive allowing lethal force to be used on American civilians. You read that correctly. So the whole time you have all the mainstream media saying that Trump is going to be using the military to use the military on the people and on his enemies and stuff like that. But here you go, having the Biden-Harris administration being the ones to authorize the lethal force. How's it going, Neil? Thanks for hanging out. So they pretty much, hey GE, what's up? They're pretty much they're projecting. So they're projecting. They were saying Trump's going to use the military, and they go ahead and put this out at the same time. So, but luckily America spoke, and that's what we got. So they were saying that Trump was going to use the military against the citizens, but it's actually the Biden-Harris administration who are the ones to authorize that lethal force. So there you go on that one. It's kind of an old story, but I wanted to bring it up again because a lot of people don't realize that. While we're on the topic of bad policy, here we go. So, a while back, we had the New Mexico governor signing a bunch of crazy executive orders, trying to pass all these crazy bills that were pretty anti-gun. You see here in the background behind her, she has Moms Demand Action, Everytown, and those are big anti-gun groups paid by like George Soros and the likes like that. They say they're grassroots, but they're not really. They get paid to protest pretty much. And for a group to have a name like Everytown for gun safety, you would think like they would be promoting like gun safety instead of just promoting banning all guns. After her initial gun ban last September, New Mexico communist puppet Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham repeatedly renewed her emergency public health order banning lawful concealed carry in parks and playgrounds in Albuquerque and Bernalillo County. But she allowed her most recent extension to expire without even explaining why. In a press release, the governor claimed significant strides were made in reducing gun violence across New Mexico over the past year and offered a bevy of statistics from the past 12 months. 1,700 guns collected in, quote, buybacks, a 36% increase in arrests related to, quote, violent and or gun-related crime, and the distribution of 52,743 free gun locks, to name a few. But Lujan Grisham's press release failed to mention whether anyone had been cited or charged by the New Mexico State Police or local law enforcement for violating the governor's edict prohibiting concealed carry in Albuquerque or Bernalillo County's parks and playgrounds, which has been the subject of a lawsuit in both state and federal court. And despite Lujan Grisham's claim of progress in fighting violent crime, the Albuquerque Police Department's most recent homicide statistics show that there have been 5 fewer murders in the city to this point in 2024 compared to the same period in 2023, a relatively modest decline of less than 10%. Other categories of crime have actually increased according to APD statistics. Covering January through July of this year, including a 1% increase in assaults, a 12% increase in burglaries, auto thefts, and vandalism, destruction of property. And while the city's crime stats showed a 25% reduction in homicides compared to July of 2024 to July 2023, the most recent year-to-date homicide numbers review that the past few months have been far more violent than the first part of the year. While I'm glad to see the governor chose to let her order expire, it's still odd given her stated reason for issuing her edict in the first place. Violent crime in Albuquerque is still above the national average, and the city's slight decline in murders pales in comparison to the statistics in other cities like New Orleans, Philadelphia, and Cleveland, Ohio, which have all recorded reductions of 30% or more, according to crime analyst Jeff Asher's year-to-date homicide dashboard. There's been an average decrease of 17.9% in homicides across 277 cities, so Albuquerque is actually significantly behind the progress seen across the country. Man, so progress is behind even New Orleans. And they got Happy Gilmore's grandma as the police chief over there. It's not like Lujan Grisham has seen the light or is willing to admit that her carry ban was unenforceable or unconstitutional. She's still patting herself on the back for her emergency order, boasting that it had a measurable positive effect on public safety in our state, despite all evidence to the contrary. So again, why did she decide to let her order expire now rather than renewing it once again? Maybe this explains her sudden change of heart. An executive order was challenged by the Republican Party of New Mexico, the NRA, and others, and was taken to the New Mexico Supreme Court, where the question of the limits of gubernatorial executive power was raised. Once the fastest of the case against Lujan Grisham was how far the governor's executive powers extend. Authority to curb executive power came up in regular recent legislative sessions and lately have received little traction. The state Supreme Court heard the case in January and has not released a decision as of October. The state Supreme Court decision could be released at any time, and though allowing the order to expire shouldn't render the pending decision moot. The governor may be trying to get in front of an opinion that declares she overstepped her authority, which she did, by arbitrarily declaring some parks and playgrounds in the state, quote, gun-free zones. And given the anti-2A games that other courts have played, there's always the possibility that the state Supreme Court will punt its decision on now that the emergency order is no longer in effect. Grisham did the right thing by letting the order expire, but it doesn't look like it was for the right reason. And unless the courts do declare her unilaterally imposed gun ban went beyond the authority granted to the governor under the state's constitution, she may very well decide to issue a similar edict in the future. Well, I hope not. Luckily, she's termed out. They tried her. By they, who's they though? I'm talking about the Democratic Party. And whoever funds them, just looked it up. They tried her out as a chance to try out all these extreme policies. I lived in New Mexico, grew up here, lived in Louisiana for a long time, and just came back. And there's definitely been a shift from purple to blue for sure. It's crazy. And I think a big part of it is the Democratic Party has a pretty big stronghold here. And it's surrounded by red states. It's crazy, actually. But anyway. This made me laugh. Right. You guys a big fan of Lord of the Rings? I am. Anyway, these made me laugh too. If you know, you know. Oh, anyway, if you don't know, I'm on Instagram, so follow me there. We got some not so spicy stuff there, family friendly stuff. Give me a follow. I also have a Facebook, although I'm not really active on either, to be honest, but you know, give me a follow. Why not? What do we got next? All right. The View, these ladies from The View. I don't know if any of you guys have ever seen The View. I unfortunately had to get my oil changed at the dealership, and they had The View playing, and it was the only thing on, so I had the unfortunate privilege of being able to sit through an episode of it, and it's pretty trashy. So let me get this queued up. and I'll explain what's going on in a second. All right, so these ladies have been spewing their propaganda, and then have been having to read legal notices over the air to correct or, cover their butts so they don't get, sued. And it's been quite entertaining for me. Here we go.
I just got to know, we have to clarify that Santos eventually reached a plea deal after pleading guilty to wire fraud and aggravated identity.
Is that a legal
theft.
note?
What a nice legal
Kind of.
All right.
Kind of. It's just it's a clarification.
bribery accusations. I have a legal note.
You want to take this one, Joy, or are you
Matt
good?
Gaetz has long denied all allegations and has not been charged with any crime.
That's true.
Also, another legal note, Pete Hegseth's lawyer said he paid the woman in 2023 to head off the threat of a baseless lawsuit. He has denied any wrongdoing.
That's interesting. Pay off the witness.
Both Trump and Pam Bondi have denied allegations of a quid pro quo that his past donation played any role in her office's decision to not take legal action against Trump University when she was, of course, the Attorney General of Florida.
Oh.
This show is going to be just legal notes and things we're selling.
That's what I said we're going to call it. The legal note.
Yeah, well, that's what you get for just spreading lies all the time, is you have to make legal notes. So anyway, here we go. There's Sonny Austin, ABC, passing the note. Here you go. Legal note. It makes them so miserable, it makes me almost want to watch it. Right? I've seen it. You don't want to watch it, buddy. Anyway, if you don't already, follow me on X here, where, again, we bring the spice. Follow me everywhere at Deep South EDC, actually, where, again, we bring the spice. Just a reminder that these guys are thinking and calling RFK the crazy extremist. These guys are in a restaurant wearing masks with holes in their masks, eating and drinking food. Kind of spice we bring in. Anyway, follow me on Rumble. I got a Rumble channel here. And do some extra stuff. Do some skateboarding. Check it out. Oh, sorry, folks. Gotta get through the ads first. All right, here we go. This is me. It's been a minute. Anyway, there you go. Yeah, thanks GE Machines. Yeah, so getting getting my skate on, trying to get back into shape, you know what I mean? And it's been a minute. So follow me everywhere at Deep South EDC. Anyway, I am going to be right back, get something else queued up, and we'll keep going with the show. Hold on one moment. All right, guys, thanks for sticking with me here. Just wanted to, drain the main vein, if you know what I mean. Here we go. Just want to get this queued up here. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. Anybody do anything interesting? I took the son to visit my grandparents, so he got to meet his great grandparents, so that was pretty exciting. All right, you guys know I'm a big proponent of staying well regulated, so a big part of staying well regulated is having good ammo for your everyday carry tools. So pretty good channel that we got for looking at that is AZ Airgunner. So full disclosure, this is my cousin and he's not paying me to promote his channel, but I'm promoting the hell out of his channel because it's a good channel. So last night we were talking about 10mm and how I was thinking about switching to 10mm for my carry. So he did a video on that a few days ago I wanted to take a look at. So if you guys are interested in checking out his channel, here we go. I'll share it in the description as soon as I figure out how. Here we go. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Give him a follow, check him out. He's got good stuff. So let's just check out this video we just did.
Save up to 75% off clearance and floor model match.
Sorry, got to get through that ad first.
All right, here we go. This one's gonna be a 40 Smith & Wesson test. Today we're gonna be testing out some Winchester ammo. So for the first one.
Sorry, I clicked on the wrong video.
All right, here we go. This one's going to be a 10mm test. And today we're going to be testing out some new Remington cord-locked ammo that I found. So there is what that thing looks like. It is a
I wonder where he found it.
200 grain bullet. If you look very closely, it looks literally identical to your Federal HST or Federal Punch. So it is very interesting. It does have your nickel-plated brass and is rated at 1110 feet per second. So we do have two different barrel lengths to test it out of today. We do have our Glock 29. That one does have that 3.78-inch barrel. And our Rock Island Ultra FS. That one does have that 5-inch barrel. So we'll be going through our gel. It is a 10% block. Do have our catch block behind that, so a total of 22 inches of gel. Our 4 layers of cotton t-shirt on the front. And like always, we'll set up our chronograph so we can hopefully pick up those impact velocities. So let's set up and see how this round does.
So he makes all of his gel blocks. So he has a video showing you how to do it. He's very precise with it, and it's pretty interesting. So check that out too.
All right, we're submitted to 15 feet.
Man, that's pretty cool. Yeah, 200 grains is a lot.
On that one. So it looks like our impact velocity on that one was 1049. So rated was 1110. So, you know, definitely not too bad. Of course, that isn't full power 10 mil, and that was a short barrel. So, you know, definitely not too bad to see. All right, and there is that entry hole. Looks like I got a really good hit. You can see right down that cavity and got a decent star pattern so far. So let's check it out from the top. Oh yeah, not too bad. So it looks like it came in. Started to get those really distinct spiral cuts going through. It's carrying quite a bit. And then we did actually make it into that second block, and quite a ways into that second block. So we got quite a bit of penetration there. So let's see at our widest spot. On this stretch, we were 1 3/4 inches. So definitely not the most, especially for 10mm. But, you know, we weren't really expecting too much. It is a commercial load and not loaded all that hot. So let's check it out here from the side. And side, you know, not too bad. So it came in, started to open up. You can see those nice distinct spiral cuts going through, carrying most of the way through that first block. And then it did start to flatline quite a bit. And we did make it a pretty good ways into that second one. So there is measurement from the side is right at 2.5 inches. So it looks like a little bit more from the side than the top. And man, it did go a long ways though. And there's that round. It is facing a little bit downward. Let's see. At our leading edge
like
in that block,
this.
we are at 7.5 inches. So that's 18.5 inches of total penetration. I do have an 18-inch roller right here. Let's see. Yeah, so, you know, we're that 1/2 inch short. 18.5 inches, man, that's quite a bit for that round. So let's set up for that full-size 1911 and see how that one does. All right, we're submitted to 15 feet.
Man.
All right, let's see what we did on that one. All right, so our impact velocity is 1067. So like I said, rated was 1110. So still, even with that full-size 5-inch, we're coming in short. And it's pretty surprising. I believe we only got like 20 feet per second less than or you know, less in that Glock 29. So pretty surprising there.
The thing about favorites is
Very.
they're only your favorite.
GE Machine says, I love the 1911. I used to want a 1911, and that used to be like the one that I wanted, but went with the Glock. Can't go wrong with the Glock.
All right, so there is that entry for that one. Same as that last shot, you can see right down that cavity and have a pretty big star pattern so far. So let's check it out from the top. Oh yeah, check that out. So this one actually looks quite a bit bigger, even though it wasn't really moving too much faster. Quite a big disruption there in that gel. You can see it carrying through, going, and we still made it into that second one. Pretty much identical penetration, so pretty surprising. So let's see at our widest spot for our measurement. We are right at about 2.5 inches. I believe this one was 2 1/4, so not too much more. It definitely looks wider from the top, but you know, only 1/4 inch difference. So let's check it out here from the side, and same thing from the side. So as soon as it came in, started to open up, you can see it actually did carry that energy pretty much the whole way through that first block. That one is 11 inches, and then you know, did start to flatline there and carry through that second one, but not too bad. So let's see our measurement here from the side, and it looks like from the side we're exactly the same, right at that 2.5. Actually, I believe the top was 2 3/4, but you know, not too bad there from the side. And it is this round here, and it is facing forward also. So at our leading edge, we are right at 8 1/4 inches. So that one made a total of 19 1/4 inches. I believe the last one was 18.5. So definitely quite a bit of penetration there from that you know, full size. I was expecting a little bit less because, you know, it was going faster. It's supposed to open up a little bit wider, but it doesn't look like that happened. So let's check these tracks one more time from the top. So the one on the right is that short barrel, one on the left is that full size. So here is that Glock 29 track. Came in, opened up, nice spiral cuts carrying through. See that nice twisting. Did carry into that second block, and there's that round there on the top. And for full size, same thing. Came in, opened up. Looks like it's dumping a little bit more energy in that last one. Really nice spiral cuts, and then you can see that track. Same thing into that second one. That is that top one. So definitely not too bad. So let's pull these rounds and see what they look like.
I'd hate to be hit by either.
All right, check these things out. Looks like they both got some pretty awesome expansion. So the one on the right is from that Glock 29. One on the left is from that Rock Island. So here's that Glock 29 round. Looking really good. You can see it does have a little bit of that cotton t-shirt on that hollow point cavity, but definitely opened up really nice. Quite a bit of gel still left in there, and it is a huge slug for sure. But you know, definitely did really good. And here's that full size, a little bit more. Looks like it opened up. Mushroomed out a little bit more. As you could tell, I believe this is basically just your Federal Punch. It's not the HST. HST is a little bit sharper edges and stuff, but it basically looks like your Federal Punch. It doesn't have that P on the bottom, of course, but pretty interesting that Remington is basically loading the same round. I'm assuming they lost some kind of a patent, or, you know, time was up for it, but pretty interesting there. But we definitely got some really nice expansion for both of them. And we'll check them out one time from the bottom. So one on the right is that Glock 29 shot. One on the left is that 1911. And last time from the top. So like I said, we'll rinse these out, get our slow-mo, still shots, all that good stuff here at the end. But there we go, guys. That one was Glock 29 versus full-size 1911. And that was the brand new Remington Core-Lokt ammo.
So there you go. Pretty good. Pretty good testing. Pretty good comparison. We got some chat running through. Very surprised at the result, but I like the feel. Neil McKenzie says Ruger P85 today. GE says P85 old school 9mm, right? I like it. There it is next to a Glock. Next to a Glock 17. It's a double action, single action. Nice. I say was like it doesn't exist anymore. So there you go, guys. Neil McKenzie says GE correct. GE's a big Ruger fan. All right, guys. Hold on one moment. I'll be right back. Gotta go check on the baby. All right, I'm back. Had to go get the baby. He's in here with me now, so it's all good. He's still asleep, but he's getting restless. All right, we got another RFK funny clip here, so let me get this ready, because this is funny.
Many people have taken issue with RFK's Many people have taken issue with RFK's controversial new policy for all government vehicles to have a mandatory no fat chicks bumper sticker, with President Biden even weighing in to say if he wanted the bumper stickers to say less fat chicks or even barely any fat chicks, I could understand where he's coming from. But to say none at all just tells me that RFK has never really partied.
RFK responded by saying President Biden knows damn well that the bumper sticker slogan is a best case scenario and not to be taken literally. It is public record I've laid a crazy amount of pipe in my prime, so obviously a few fat chicks are gonna slip through the cracks. Real big ones too, not on some trying to be funny shit either. Solo bar missions, day gaming, 3 beers tops probably too, so don't try to claim beer goggles.
RFK continued, and President Biden may also want to note that from her perspective, this is a 4 out of 10 tops, easily 290, going home with a Kennedy. Not too shabby on her end. Raw too. Which reminds me, I will also be removing the cream filling from Twinkies. But back to the 4 I slummed it with, I am clearly more than qualified to speak on the issue, but still, I stand behind the bumper sticker policy.
Skinny black man and former Jerry Springer guest Brad Green weighed in on the controversy to say more for me.
Anyway, guys, there you go. That made me laugh earlier. Anyway, guys, make sure that you are following me everywhere. Here's a link to the link tree here. Put it in the chat. And follow me on YouTube, Rumble. I got an Odyssey even. Let's check that out. Forgot I had one, actually. I got 7 followers. Last video that they put up was the Core Essentials Battle Belt. I recently just got a notice that YouTube stopped like cross uploading, so now I have to go to Odyssey and upload all of my videos. Same thing with Rumble. They used to have a thing with YouTube where they would cross upload, but YouTube's being greedy and they don't do that anymore. So pretty lame if you ask me. Make sure you follow me on X and on Instagram. Also got a Minds. If you guys do that, minds.com. It's like a Twitter and a Facebook all mixed into one. I'm on that Minds, you know. Follow me there. Facebook, of course. Like I said, I have one, but not really on it. So, block. Get out of here. I don't know. So yeah, I'm on that Facebook too. So follow me everywhere at Deep South EDC, and gotta go take care of the baby now. So with all that being said, remember guys, it's a crazy one out there, and it's just getting crazier. Hopefully with what's going on now with the new administrations and stuff coming in, that starts to affects things on a state level as well, especially in the new state that I'm in. So all that being said, please stay well regulated. We'll catch you on the next one.